Hi, thank you so much for tuning in today and welcome to Enjoying Marital Bliss. I am Judith Daniel Imagoro. Today's teaching is an extract from my book on how to know, choose, and treat a husband that will love you forever. So I'm going to be unpacking for you today how you can know and choose a husband that will love you forever. In case you want to have the that book, you can just send me an email at Jude at Pastor. Sorry, you can send me an email on pastor@judithimagoro.org. Pastor@judithimagoro.org, and you will be the first person to receive that book the moment it's officially launched. I'll be giving out free 10 copies of that book. So if you're the first to send me an email, you're among the first 10 people. You get it for free, and if not, you will purchase to have it. And I want to encourage every single person to get that book. It will be a blessing to you. And if you're a married person and you're wondering how you can treat your husband to love you forever, you need a copy of that book as well. So, to every woman out there, what you accept into your life is what you will live with for the rest of your life. I understand it's the duty of a man to pursue a relationship, but it's your duty and your right to approve of that relationship. So, and I want you to be very diligent in that duty of approving the person who will lead you. Is very important. It's not a decision you should just take because you want to have a husband, because you are approving of this person who will live with you. It is not every man that is a husband. Did you hear? You heard that right. It's not every man that is a husband. A husband is not a title. No, rather, it's a quality a man possesses. So it's not every man that can pass for a husband. It's very important that you know that. The key of choosing the right husband is not based on his may. That's not the key. The key is a quality. The key is a quality of the character he possesses. That's what makes him a husband. God gave us idea of these qualities when he referred to himself as a husband. So I want you to take note of that. He was meaning someone who resembled his character. He says in Isaiah 54 verse 4 and 5, he said, "Do not fear, for you will not be ashamed, neither be disgraced, for you will not be put to shame. For you will forget the shame of your youth, and you will not remember the reproach of your widowhood anymore. For your maker is your husband." He said, "The Lord of hosts is his name, and your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, he is called the God of the whole earth." So what am I taking from here? He said, "Fear not," meaning I will protect you. So it's giving you the quality of a husband. He said, "For you will not be ashamed." Why? I will take care of you. Those are some of the quality of a husband. He said, "Do not be confounded. You will not be disgraced." Why? I am with you. That is who a husband should be. Those are some of the quality a husband should possess. A husband is not a title. For you to call somebody a husband is not a title. So as a woman looking to choose that perfect husband that will love you forever, what should you be looking out for? I want you to take note of this. Please look for the energy of peace that he brings. When you're thinking of choosing a man that will be your leader for a lifetime, a man that you could co-labor with and co-build life with, please look by the car, the kind of car he drives. Look by the kind of job. Look by those things. Look by whether he's tall and handsome. I know that everyone loves to marry a man who is dark skin, skinny, and whatever, or a man who is rich. But please look by those things, because you can always get those things in the process of life. Look by those things and begin to look, pay attention to the energy, the kind of energy of peace. Whether when it comes around you, whether you feel that peace, or you feel, or you start lacking peace, or his presence makes you feel uneasy. It is very key. When you are in the right frequency, spiritual frequency, you'll be able to pick that. And you can never be wrong if you are attentive enough to choose a man based on the kind of peace or lack of it that you feel when he's around you, then you will never be wrong. It is very key that you know that. Look by, I say that again, when you're looking for a man to build life with, that will be a husband to you, look by the fun, the sweet words he's telling you. Please look by the looks. That's not the things you should pay most of your attention to. But let your spirit pick the kind of energy that he brings to you. Women get into abusive relationship because they choose most of the time from the surface realm. They look at material things and they didn't pay attention to their spirit. If you want a man that will cherish you for a lifetime, be careful to choose. Be careful to choose who you love, who you allow into your space. It is better to be single and keep your peace and be married and lack peace. It is better to be single. I want you to know that. It is important that you know as a person, one of the ways God approves of anything or anyone in your life is true peace. The way God will approve or disapprove of anything in your life is through your inner peace. So you have to look, you have to pay attention to that. God knows how important it is for a human being to have peace. And that's the reason he said, I have not given you the spirit of fear. He said, what did I give you? He said, I gave you power, I gave you love, and I gave you a sound mind. What is a sound mind? A mind that is peaceful, a mind that is void of worries. That is a sound mind, a mind that is balanced. So anytime you have a man come around you and you begin to sense fear, know that God have not given you that man. Please don't ignore it. It is important to your life. It is important to your future. He said, I have not given you the spirit of fear. So if you sense fear, if somebody wants to marry you or is asking you out, and there is that inner uneasiness in your spirit, know that Satan have just packaged you a gift. That is not from God. He made it so loud and clear, I have not given you the spirit of fear. So how would you know if a man is your husband? When he's around you, you will not feel fear. You will not be afraid. You will not feel uneasy. Please take note to know the kind of energy that comes from him when he's talking to you, when he's around you. That will never lie to you. It is impossible, almost impossible, to deceive a woman who is attentive in the spirit to pick the signal in her spirit mind, because that's how God guides you. That's how God endorses of anything that you want to do, whether he's there or he's not there, whether he's telling you it's from me and it's not from me. So it's important. Never accommodate a man that brings you fear of any form. Never accommodate that man. Whether it's fear of you losing him, fear of you not being enough, fear of him cheating on you, any form of fear never accommodates. I tell you this by experience, by revelation, by knowledge, that man is not your husband. Any person that makes you suddenly feel uneasy, suddenly make you afraid of fear of losing him, fear of him cheating, that's not your husband. God does not package you a gift that will make you to lose your peace. That's not God. A lot of people choose husband based on what they see, based on what the society paint to them that is an ideal husband. And today they are not happy. To every single woman out there, I do not want you to end up in a marriage where you begin to cry at night, where you are not happy, where you begin to feel less of yourself just because you could not pay attention to your spirit. Or even when you paid attention, you chose to ignore it just because you want people to come and celebrate with you in a day of wedding, and ignore a lifetime. So it's important that you know that your rightful husband will bring into your life a sense of security. Now, I'm telling you some of the ways you will know is your husband. There will be a sense of security. There will be that sense of appreciation and covering. When you meet your husband, he will bring out in you some of the value and beauty that you didn't even know you have. That's how to know this is my husband. It's not every man that can be a husband, and it's not every man that can be your husband. I want you to know that. So be careful who you allow into your life, who you allow to be your head, who you allow to make decision on your behalf. When I got married to my husband, he made me to even see some values that I didn't know I had. Yes, I've always been this woman that knows herself. I've been a confident person. I have taught myself how to esteem myself because I know my value. Because let me give you a little background of my upbringing. While I was growing up, I went through a lot of verbal abuse, physical abuse that started messing up with my mind. I started having low self-esteem until I met God. I had a relationship, or I have a relationship with God until I met Jesus. And I begin to view myself from the perspective of the maker instead of people who did not create me. Because it's always is natural. Any person who did not create you would definitely have a lower view of you because they didn't create you. But when you start seeing yourself from the view of the creator, you will think differently. You will behave differently. So instead of focusing on what the counterfeit are telling you, then you focus on what the maker is telling you you are, what he has put inside of you. So I have been that woman who knows her worth. But when my husband came, because he's a husband will give you the sense of security, protection. And he started making me to see, oh, do you know this? Do you know that? Do you know that? He started making me to see more value that I was previously ignoring. That's a husband who makes you feel secure. Any man that comes into your life and makes you feel less of yourself is not your husband. Any man that positions himself as a diamond so that you can keep digging him is not a husband. So it's very important that you know how to identify your husband, and some of the qualities to look out for. You need a man that will see the value in you and not the one that will make you feel less of yourself in any form. So train your mind to reject anything that do or will not bring you peace. I say that again. Train your mind to reject anything that will not bring you peace. Position your mind, because peace is how God communicates with you. So acknowledge that when God approves of anything, he will give you peace that passes all human understanding. That's how he endorses. That's how he tells you, I am the one doing this. I'm the one giving you that. So if you are about to take any decision in your life and you suddenly lose your peace, no, God is telling you in a loud way, that is not me. That's not the way to go. So it doesn't matter how far in the relationship you have gone, the moment you know that you no longer have peace, from the time that you started getting close to this man, know that he's not your husband. I counseled a woman some time ago, and she told me, said, I almost knew I was marrying the wrong man. She started having challenges in her marriage from the very first night, from her very wedding night. And that's only multiplied. As at the time she met me, she was about 3 years in the marriage, and she described her marriage as as hell, as someone living in hell. He said, I almost knew when we were planning the marriage or the wedding, said, I lost my peace. There was something that I kept feeling something was not right somewhere, but I could not place my finger on what was not right, but I didn't have peace. I was very uneasy. So that's how God will show you who your husband is. It's that energy of peace or lack of it that he will bring around you. You can never miss the right person. If you choose, if you know the secret I'm sharing with you, and you try to practice it, you will never miss the wrong man. And you will never be deceived by any man who just want to play with you if you use the secret I'm sharing with you. Because that peace, when he comes, when he's telling you those things, he's lying to you, deceiving you, just want to have access to your body, you will feel that. That energy of lack of uneasiness will come through him. And if you meet the right husband, you will find out that there is that inner satisfaction, inner peace around you. Please, I want you to know this. Anytime someone comes into your life, always genuinely ask yourself this question. Does this person give me more peace or make me to have lack of it? So if any person comes into your life, whether it's a man or a woman, whoever, if you suddenly start having, more peace, you're more peaceful around them, then you know they're the right person. But if you begin to feel fear, you know that person is the wrong person for you. So before you say I do, before you accept or approve any man to be your husband, make sure you answer that question genuinely. Key number 2, your husband is a man that will be willing to invest the time to know you. He will be willing to invest the time to know you. When a man is not interested in knowing you, know that that man is not interested to dwell with you. It's very important. Because it takes knowledge to dwell with a woman. It takes understanding to dwell with a woman. And it takes knowledge for you to have that understanding, to dwell and to honor a woman. The book of Peter says this way. He gave us a hint on the kind of husband a woman should look out for. And he gave us some points that will help you to know if this person is right for you or not. He said, likewise, you husband, dwell with them, meaning dwell with your wife, according to knowledge. Now, someone who is not interested in investing time to know you, how would they dwell with you? He said, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto your wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being head together of the grace of life, that your prayer may not be hindered. So what are the points we are picking from there? He should be willing to know you, because he said he should dwell with them. So for a man who is willing to dwell with you should be willing to acquire the knowledge to dwell with you. A true husband dwells. Please never forget this. A true husband will dwell with you. If a man is coming around you and he does not want to know you, that means he's not willing to dwell, because a real husband will dwell with you. So one of the meaning of a husband is a man who dwells around you, who enjoys spending time with you, who want to know you, who want to invest the time to know you. So if you're meeting a man and he's not interested in knowing you but interested in your body, he is not your husband, because he does not want to dwell. If he wants to dwell, he will seek knowledge. He will want to know you. There are some people that are dating a man who is unwilling to even talk. He will not offer information for free. It's always you trying to put words in his mouth. That is not a husband. Any person who, he's coming around you and is not willing to tell you exactly what he wants is not a husband. Then number 2 point we got from here, it said giving honor. So a husband is someone who will be proud of you, who will give you honor. If you have a man around you who does not honor you, who is not respectful to you, that's not a husband. Who you're dating but is not proud of you. Who will not mind, going after other women and do not even care how you feel. That is not a husband. And this topic is very important to me because of I'm saddened by the tears of women calling and sending message from around the world how their husband is unfaithful, how their husband treats them. And that is partly because they chose or approve of a man that they did not know into their life. And now as if life is not hard enough, you're having a partner who have zero honor for you, zero respect, care less about you, and cheat on you. You're going through pressure, but he's rather going from here to here. A man who will not spend time to know you is not a man that is willing to dwell. He's a man that is likely to wander around. Please, if you take note of this, if you are with a man or a man is coming around you who is not interested to know you, he is more likely to wander around. Even if you somehow press yourself into marrying him, he will wander around. A true husband enjoy dwelling with a woman. It will enjoy your presence, enjoy spending time with you. That's who a husband is. Look at what that word says, that you should dwell with your wife with understanding, dwelling, staying around her. So the third thing we pick from here is a true husband will understand your feminine nature. He said that he will treat them like the weaker vessel. So you should understand your feminine nature, that nature of wanting protection from a man, that nature of wanting affection, care, love. A true husband will naturally offer those things because there's something in him that want to offer it to you because you are his wife. He sees you as a wife. So that care will naturally comes from him because he's a husband. So if you're with a man who does not naturally feel like protecting you, naturally feel like caring for you, naturally loving you, he is not your husband. Don't waste your time in such relationship. He's not. So it's very important that we know that. And finally, we pick from that scripture. It said, a true husband should be a man who understands that you're equal but function differently. This is very important. A husband should know that you're equal. He said it clearly that he said, and as being head together of the grace of life. So before God, you're equal, but you just function differently. He plays the role, or he functions in the role of a leader while you are a helper to him. A true husband should understand how God created marriage and how he is to function as a husband and you function as a wife. There is one of my teaching on 6 men a course actually, 6 kinds of men you should never marry. One of those kind are men that are very religious. Please run from them, because religion does not mean relationship with God. Men who want to oppress you based on religion, and a religion that they do not even understand. They don't understand it, but they want to use it to oppress others. So a true husband will understand that you're equal, but you function differently. That's a husband. So it's very key that you understand who a true husband is. It's always a red flag when a man does not want to invest the time to know you, but rather talking about physical intimacy. Know that that is not a husband. You need to look for a husband in a man before the marriage ceremony. So it's not until you're married to a man that he's a husband. I want you to know that a husband is not a title. A husband is not a man you meet after you're married. A husband comes with a husband's attitude, husband quality way before marriage. So that's what you should look out for when you meet a man. Can this man be a husband to me? Can this man protect me? Can this man love me? When I met my husband's family was not necessarily in agreement with my husband married outside of their tribe. My husband protected me. That is how a husband should be. So if you don't want to deal with Judith T tomorrow, you don't want to deal with him. He protected me. That is who a husband is. Love protected me, shielded me from every form of heat. That's a husband. So you should begin to look for that kind of quality in a man that is coming to you. Not, a husband is not a title. I want you to know that. Rather, it's a quality that a man possesses. Proverbs says it this way. It said, he who finds a wife, it said, finds a good thing and obtain favor from God. Why am I using the scripture? Note, he said, he who finds a wife. So she's a wife before she's found. So also is a husband before the marriage ceremony. So though this scripture was talking about he who finds a wife, finds a good thing, but in a way also defines who a husband should be. So a husband is someone that actually is able to find the wife in you. Did you get that? He who finds a wife. So a husband is someone who is patient enough, who is diligent enough, who invests time to find the wife in you. So those are the kind of quality of people you should be looking for when you're thinking of a husband. So one of the ways that you will know is your husband is patient with you. He have interest to know you. He's finding out how to dwell with you. He protects you. A lot of women became very impatient with the process of choosing who will lead them, because they feel there are so many competitors outside. Oh, there are so many women outside. So because I don't want to lose him, let me just quickly say yes, let me force myself here. I want you to know today, there is no one in the entire world that can compete with you. You know why? You're created differently. You're special. You're unique. There is no two of your kind anywhere in the world. So don't, because there are so many women in the world, you are no longer paying attention to the things you should pay attention to. A man that comes to you and is not patient enough, let him go. He can find any other woman, but he cannot find you. You're different. You're special. Own that truth. Is the truth. And if you have a relationship with Christ, you should never be in a hurry when it comes to things that have to do with your future, because he got your back. He will not create you and forget to create your husband. I jokingly will say all the time, if anyone should bother if God forgot their spouse, it should be men, not you. Because in every place, a leader comes first before a follower. The head will come before the follower. So God will create the leader. So as a woman, God created your leader before he ever created you. So don't bother if God forgot to create your spouse. No one can compete with you. So it's very key that you know that, be confident, take the time to choose a man who will lead you, a man who will cover you, a man who will protect you, a man who will be a husband and who will love you for the rest of your life. Is important. The process actually worth it, because it's important. It's important that you treasure your future. So I want you to take note of this. And number 3, which is where I will stop today, a husband is willing to open up even before you ask him. A husband is that man who is willing to tell you things, who is straight about his intention towards you. If he's not straight about his intention towards you, he's not your husband. If you see a man who wants to marry you, a true husband will not hesitate to make his intention known. So never make excuse for any man saying, oh, he likes me, he doesn't know how to say it. That's not true. You're just deceiving yourself. Oh, he loves me, he's just not saying it. Don't give excuse. Men want what they want. And when they want anything, they pin it down. They know what they want. Don't give excuses. Don't put words in his mouth. If he wants you, he will say it. And he will be straight about it. So a husband is that person who is open, who will tell you what he wants, who is also open with information. He wants to seek your opinion about things that are going on in his life. That's a husband. So if you have a man, you're dating a man, he never tells you anything. He's not, when you ask him questions, it takes him a while to answer. Sometimes he does not even want to give you those information. That's not a husband. He's hiding something. And if you somehow find your way into his life, you'll deal with that for the rest of your life. A husband is open. A husband will tell you everything. A husband offers information willingly before you ask. Because he wants to know your contribution. He wants to know what you have to say. He treasures your advice. So he tells you things so that you can give that advice. Don't waste your time with any man who is not willing to tell you things, who you have to put words in his mouth, who you have to say things on their behalf. It's not true. If they want you, they will say it. If he knows how to say, come, let us have a feel of ourselves together. If he wants intimacy with you and he knows how to say that, he should know how to tell you he's serious. He should know how to tell you he wants to marry you. He should know how to, if he's not saying those things, he's not a husband. Please don't waste your time with him. Let him go. Disconnect. Respect yourself enough to disconnect. So I'm going to be stopping here today. This topic is a full book. I want to encourage you, send me an email. The email address is pastor@judithimagoro.org. And I want to introduce this book to you, Turning Marital Crisis into Bliss. If you're watching me right now and you're a married person and you want to have the marriage of your dream, I recommend this book to you. And if you're a single person watching this broadcast and you want to have a marriage, you desire to have a peaceful and a blissful marriage, this is where to start. There's so many things in this book, the 7 laws that governs marriage, understanding marriage, understanding your spouse, how to be discreet with information, and so many more. A knowledge that is able to build you up, that is able to help you to create the kind of marriage of your dreams. So get a copy. I will link below the link for you to get the ebook, and then it will be a blessing to you. I want to encourage you also to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Judith Imagoro Ministries, and please help me share this message to every woman that you know. I believe it will be a blessing to them. It will help people to choose the right husband that will bring about peace in their future. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you and see you again soon. Bye bye.